So I'm Alix Lucas. I was born in France and I'm working on a lot of different medias. First I started with photography. I started digital photography like more than 15 years ago. And when I arrived in Berlin, my neighbor offered me an analog camera. And I arrived here and it happened that I really fall in love with the space and I met really great people there. So it became my second home. And I started to print analog photography, so it was really easy. They made me a workshop at first, and I was really quickly integrated. But step by step, I got really into the analog process. And I really like to go more into the flows, because most of the colleagues here, like most of the other artists, really want a good shop print, and which is there, but I really want it to be a bit like experimenting and pushing in a way where we could have almost an abstract result. So this is what I've done. So working with expired paper, expired chemicals, and also voluntarily messing with my film, so putting my fingers on it, scratching them. And I came up with really nice results that I really enjoyed, but unfortunately many people here didn't understand it and said, why are you like doing this and it doesn't look like something legit. I really love that, and it was really funny to see how strong people can react. And after that, I wanted to take a break from Berlin in 2018, and I went to a tropical island. It's a French tropical island on the opposite side of the world. It's called New Caledonia, and it's like 3 or 4 hours from Sydney. And when I went over there, well, you can imagine the landscape, the sea, it's all really nice. But there was no STATTLAB, there was no art facilities like here. And I had to find a way to keep going with my work and my prints. So I just actually use what I got there, which is like the UV light. So it's really strong in this part of the world. So I used this. I was like, okay, I won't suffer of that. I will use this tool. And I used that to print pictures. And it was quite new on this island, although this technique is really old. So this cyanotype is like almost 200 years old. But the thing is, I don't really like to produce art to sell it. I like to produce art to give an experience to people. So the thing is, like, when I exhibit something, actually it's not really bankable. And it was also a problem sometimes with gallery because it saw what I was producing and they say, okay, that looks good, but nobody will buy one piece because everything is working together as an installation. So that's why I'd rather work with cultural institution who wants to fund artists and then offer an experience to people instead of creating art for people themselves to put in a frame, because I really want to have more interaction with the people. But of course, like, my artwork is for sale and some people bought it. There is currently an exhibition in France, but because of the lockdown now the space is closed. But maybe I should work more on the marketing of my art. So for my studies, I wished I had studied in Les Beaux-Arts in France. The thing is, I was told it was not a proper job, and so I studied history of art instead. Which I loved because it gave me all the knowledge I knew, but theoretical knowledge about artists and art. And I gave a focus. I chose to make my master on digital art, actually, and contemporary art. But I was not able to try a lot of different medias myself and to sculpt or paint or whatever. But I'm drawing since I'm a kid. I'm taking pictures since ages. So I self-trained, basically. The thing is, I moved here, like literally 10-minute walk from here. I really started to love this place even more. I kind of discovered there is really nice secret places. Like, first of all, the Punker Canal is really, like, there is not so much people, and you can have a nice walk, and it's a great alternative to the Maybachhofer, which is so full of people. And you have like wonderful projects. And I really think like we have here a special vibe of Berlin, which is you cannot find anywhere else, because everywhere else is so saturated and gentrified. And here you have really this authenticity that you don't see at the first look, but when you dig, you really now it's really clear to me. So yeah, I really love my hood. And now with the corona, I realize I'm barely coming out of it. So yeah, I love this place.